civilization and a small town in West Virginia, both facing the horrors of the undead. The story is filled with proper non-filled dialogues and reference to past events, making a nostalgic trip for long-time fans indeed. The story revolves around the substance known as Dark Aether, which has been a central element since Black Ops Cold War. The characters, including Dr. William Pegg and Maya Aguinaldo, are trying to free their team members from a facility on Terminus Island, which of course brings us to introduce the main antagonist, Dr. Modi, who has been conducting illegal experiments on humanoids to make them more sentient and control them. First, let's talk about the lore. Black Ops 6 Zombies. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good evening, buenas noches. This is Jesus from Jesus Gaming. Here we go. Welcome to another Monday night streaming. Tonight we're not playing video games for the first time since resuming streaming. Basically, I'm just test driving. Yeah, I know that I should have. The light is too intense. But anyways, too late for deal with that. Here once again with the power of Mel Studio. Thank you very much, Isaac Sanch and Terry, for the support you have been giving me through all these issues that I've been having with Twitch in particular, the purple platform. because Red Platform is going flawlessly. I just gave it like 10 minutes to see if. Now I'm struggling with the earbuds. I've been giving like 10 minutes to see if Purple Platform stabilizes itself, but I'm not gonna keep waiting for Purple Platform. Probably is going to get to the point that I should just forgo Purple Platform for a while and just go straight ahead YouTube. I don't consider myself returning to Trouble, to be completely honest. I was kind of at the same issue with Trouble, but at least there was some expectation that Trouble will help me out because they out of nowhere began to following me, and I thought that maybe I'm in the haywire or I'm a target for a proper content creation newest acquisition back in 2021, but unfortunately it didn't go as much as that. And when I tried early this year on getting back on streaming, but unfortunately I felt so unsupported by Trouble that I just gave in like the first day trial. Forget Trouble. We're going again with Purple. I've been naming Trouble the other green platform, or I should call it the OG green platform, because there's another green platform that I resisted so much heading to like this honeymoon phase that people had this past 2 years with that green platform. And I don't know. If I'm going to be completely honest, I wanted to fix these problems that I'm having with Purple Platform, but I think that if OBS can't do anything, if Melt can't do anything, and obviously my internet provider cannot do anything, I think that this is not neither on me, neither on OBS, and neither on Melt. This is completely on Purple Platform. I'm heavily delayed on yes, I'm heavily delayed on Purple Platform. It's just it's kind of annoying because if I wanted to just go straight to Purple only stream, then I would have lost my mind already. I delayed like 2 times Resident Evil gameplay. Tonight is kind of on full purpose. I'm skipping Resident Evil by next Thursday. By the way, and for transparency, I'm going to check what the heck am I missing in my current state of Resident Evil, because I have no idea. And I think that I should just keep stretching a stream when I already re-explored the whole mansion map and still don't know where I'm at, where I should be going. And I think that I should just leave it like it is and try to do some proper researching before this Thursday, because I love Resident Evil, but honestly, I do want to switch game, and I already promised that I'm going to be playing Anima Flux by next week, and I really want to fulfill that promise. So that is that. And I think that the opportunity now that I'm trying to have myself here is to have this chatty moment or this chatty session. I'm not going to stretch beyond the second hour because I'm not compromising on gaming. Because either way, like I said, this is more like a testing stream. If the fixes that I managed to get from Mel Studios development team really did the thing, but unfortunately, like I said, it's not on them, it's not on me, and it's not on the internet provider. Something is going on at my point of view. Purple platform, yeah, it's keep saying that I'm just unstable, and probably this is gonna be the last night I'm streaming on purple platform from the time being. But I'm extremely happy with mail support. I have been extremely happy on how they really got the notion and the making me feel that I'm getting listened, that I need a situation to be solved, and they just more like willing to resolve anything that is under control. So I think that that's one of the things that is going to let me be convinced that I made the right decision to switch OBS and going full time with Meld. By the way, I think that there's going to be a big update in the following days, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I guess now that we're probably going to be continually streaming on Red Platform, and now I can say YouTube because I don't care if Twitch bans me now, because what the heck, I'm going to be streaming exclusively on YouTube for the time being. I'm kind of tempted on getting back on Facebook gaming, but I don't know. I think that I should skip Facebook gaming. I may ask on social media actually if there are willingness to see me through Facebook gaming. I know that I got most of my early viewers are from Facebook gaming, to be honest, but I mean, Meta doesn't even care about Facebook gaming. Why should I care about Facebook gaming if probably there's an audience, but and again, content creation for me is a hobby. It's not like I'm looking for immediate passive income, but it's get to the point that even as a hobby, I'm investing my time, I'm investing my free time, that I can just go plainly gaming or be with my family. So I think that I shouldn't just press. And now that I got this issue with Twitch, and now that I decided to just go full YouTube streaming only, and yeah, at least I can go and say that I tried. I really tried to be this good dude. I really tried to reinforce the multi-streaming, because since day one-ish, I have been multi-streaming. I had never been like being exclusive, because that's the issue on how to grow in content creation, especially in gaming content creation, and the bubble that bursts with the pandemic, you know. Yeah, but it is what it is. I think that maybe if Twitch is interested on, maybe not, because probably my issue is one exclusive thing with me, but I would love to have somebody from Twitch checking this out. I know that, well, I don't know. I don't know about doing like invoking a customer service or a service desk or whatever they call it. I don't know. Just they're gonna be saying the same thing that I know that I should be doing as troubleshooting, verifying my internet, verifying my software and my tools, verifying blah blah blah. The only thing that can be a real deal and a real help is that Amazon let Twitch build another node for their network or their servers locally from where I am, not just depending on over the seas. Because that's what is the thing that baffle Terry from Mel Studio is that I got so network issues, and that despite I'm looking at the server that is closer to my household, and yet I'm having this kind of a situations of network and everything. But the contrast is that in YouTube I don't have any problems. In YouTube, I'm checking right now. Since 6:43 p.m., the stream is healthy. I haven't seen a single yellow light yet. And the problems with YouTube actually happening on OBS. But Melt, since day one, I haven't got any issues. Which is why I'm just I'm motivated. I'm motivated on carrying on YouTube for the time being. Exclusive for everything. On-demand content, short content, live content. I know that I dialed down a little bit the community tabs, but I'm gonna be also improving my usage of the community tab entrance like a social network. Some might say that, oh, here we go, another boo boo crypto fan. I do miss Data TV. I do miss Data TV. I haven't had any issue in the short time that I had been streaming with Data TV. And I think that one of the main problems of Data TV is that, well, Data Network says that Data was just a kind of a pet project, was never like a real deal for being like a YouTube answer or a Twitch answer or a social network answer. It was just a concept project that, unfortunately to them, it did nail, and it functioned so well, like it was actually a thing and a real thing, that it was just disappointing that they decided to just turn the whole thing off and give that reminder that Data TV wasn't the Twitch YouTube answer that it was supposed to be. What I noticed on Data TV was that users were not just engaging just for the sake of engaging. They're just farming the crypto T-Fuel, which is a cryptocurrency that is the economics within the data networks. What they call the governance currency is a data token, but the T-Fuel token is what really moves the public, customer, whatever you want to call it. And that brought some problems with streamers that were still having like the good faith on Data TV as a legitimate alternative to Twitch and YouTube. And I will say that I get the honor to say actually that I did get a streaming code, that I didn't need the this tool that I forgot what it was this name, but to stream you needed to use it as a middleman to make an actual stream on Data TV, which kind of limited a few things, including moderation in your chat. But in the final months, I managed to have a Data TV streaming code, which, darn it. Oh, Data TV, I miss you so much. But anyways, excuse me if I'm kind of surviving a cold. And I'm looking at my external mirror. I'm actually seeing the purple platform Twitch streaming, so yeah. Yeah, we're so delayed. I saw where the part is currently going on, so we are heavily delayed, so I'm not stressing anymore. This Thursday, starting this Thursday, we're going YouTube exclusive. I'm done with. I'm done being. I'm tired of being tired. In Twitch perspective, I'm tired of being tired. So, okay. Now with that being said, it is almost like a half an hour and a little bit since we hit the start streaming button, and since we're not gaming today, let's go to the big main reason that I decided to forgo the Resident Evil gameplay today, and I just wanted to focus on kind of a. Darn it! It's not. It's just like 2 months or less than 2 months of my last CODUS, the last State of the SOTUS, the last State of the Union regarding my content and channel. This is kind of a State of the Union one, but it's kind of an impromptu because I really found some motivation doing what I'm going to announce, and for some might be like a small announcement, but for me it's a real big deal because for years I have been kind of freelancing in the blogging scene, especially in tech, since 2010. It was my first stint with a blog named BlackBerry Puerto Rico, which is a BlackBerry-centered blog. In those days, BlackBerry wasn't such a hype, such a state that you really need a crew of 5 people on catching up the news regarding BlackBerries, including applications, news from Research in Motion, now known as BlackBerry Limited. And then the iPhone came, it became a big sensation. BlackBerry's co-CEO by then, Mike Lazaridis, nailed it that the iPhone was going to be disrupting the mobile internet consumption, but he failed on acknowledging that iPhone was the next big trend because people will forgot how to use a keyboard and decided to use a touchscreen, and the rest is history. So BlackBerry went down on popularity. That's how the blog became more manageable in terms that from a crew of 7 people, I managed the whole blog myself, a one-man army for the next few years. Then I landed in my second stint as Mandao, which is a general tech, social media, and gaming blog centered. And before the pandemic, going a little fast forward, I'm not going to recapitulate all what I've done. My last stint was with Kibo. Of course, I got my own concept called Geeksus, which I basically, the pandemic was enough to just acknowledge that it wasn't the same like it was in the 2010s. So I decided to just call it quit, both on Kibo. Sabi from Kibo, if you're seeing this, I hope you're doing well and thank you for the opportunity. But I was kind of in a stale mentality. I was an employee. I got severe from work because of the pandemic. Then also, if I'm not committed to do with my own concept, I was not committed on doing for somebody else. So before quitting Kibo, I quit my own concept, and then fast forward 2021, we got Jesus as video gaming content creation. The interesting thing is that I did return a few years ago as a blogger for the gaming social network GGS, and it's not that I just knocked the door. I was actually invited to be a blogger for the social network. Actually, I'm not an active as I used to be, but please check out the good people of ggs.tv. It's a great, and I think the few social networks that have survived, X, Facebook, all the main social networks that remains truly centered on gaming without the drama of real life, GGS TV is where you should consider going next for exclusive gaming social networks. With that being said, I think that I was like a year and a half when I decided to also call it quit because I was just going to quit content creation at all. By the time I already left ENG, and the rest is history. So what it brought us today is two things. And you're going to be saying, yeah, but why has to do with anything? Yeah, the saga that is going on with X, formerly known as Twitter, it did has some repercussions on how I'm gonna be leading things in a personal perspective and in gaming perspective. In a personal perspective, I'm going to be really trying to avoid getting into politics topics like I used, at least before this past election event. I'm so sick and tired, and I'm so sick to death to politics right now. I just don't want to be part of the conversation. I think that we are done. We have enough. We have enough. I don't know how people can just keep going on politics without questioning their mental health. And unfortunately, that effects occurred in X, formerly known as Twitter. That Twitter is not a single thing on what it was before. Before being bought and brought down and being killed to, instead of a bird, we're now seeing a fucking X. But here comes Blue Sky. Basically, Blue Sky Blue Sky has been kind of a savior in sense of people that miss the old Twitter, and actually I got more seniority. I always said, and I will always keep repeating it, I have more seniority on X than its own owner. And trust me when I say you, or when I tell you, that if you want something as vibing as it was the late 2000s Twitter, Blue Sky is your alternative. Now, it's true that Blue Sky originally was a pet project during Jack Dorsey's stint as Twitter CEO, looking for decentralization of the social network itself. But then transcended that Blue Sky was going to be its own thing itself within the umbrella of Twitter. And then goes the Elon Musk pursuit of the company. Blue Sky decided to be a spin-off from Twitter and became their own entity, their own thing. And it mixes kind of what people like about Mastodon on being decentralized, that nobody can tell you what to post or nobody can force you to read anything, and there's nothing in the center to answer to, but also your content will not be lost within the randomness of being in a decentralized network, which means that Blue Sky is kind of a middleman, or the good thing in the middle, or a balance between not having a centralized entity, but your content will not be lost because there's going to be an algorithm, which I think that I could call it like a bare bone algorithm in the early days of Twitter, where the algorithm prices you. Let's call it like that. Prices you to actually do some content, engage with users, and not just be spammy. That's how I see the AT protocol, which is the what is the back end of Blue Sky. Now, if you notice right over here, for me, this is a game changer. These are labels. And in the case like this one that I mark, Games Media, non-credentialed accounts that covers and produce content about games industry, YouTubers, podcaster, indie blogs, etc. This label was applied by games industry labeler, which thank you very much for your help, good people. And we got this other two from other provider, content creator labeler. And this is for content creator label for writers, those who create content, whether it be writing books, blogs, articles, etc. And I have fun with this one, as being Tekken fan as I am, and obviously a main Warren user. I did label myself as a Warren user at Blue Sky. So as you can see, this is one of the biggest motivation that I got for what I'm about to share with you today. And this gives legitimacy, or making you legit. God. This gives you a legit, not because I don't pay for having a blue check mark like X and Meta are trying to force content creator through the throat. I think that a decentralized environment will have the opportunity to have people also being aware of what you do and what you publish is something that is legit. Like in the case of me as a blogger or content creator, I can already label myself with entities that are not official, but either way, they're not official. They had to go through specifics to have this label system functioning. And I think that will be a game changer for Blue Sky. And it's kind of a Mastodon. Mastodon has this internal verification that you don't need to ask anybody. You just need to follow some steps that are currently developed in the software of the social network, like having like a HTML tag that Mastodon identifies you that yes, you're the webmaster of that site, then your account is legit. I think that this label reinforce that concept. Actually, if you see this will be changing, because the other thing that Blue Sky allows you to is to have your own website as your own handle or your own username, so you can have more like a legit reason to say that you are who you say you are, and this is your content, because your content is the evidence that you are you. So in that context, and obviously marking Warren, streamer, writer, and games media as my labels, I think that is a good time to return to the blogging scene. This is not the finished version of the blog. The blog, it will be at jesusgg.xyz. Uh, yeah, I wanted to play with the domain, but not being outside, being conscious of budget. But I think that has some fun with the URL. Uh, Ignore this entertainment, fashion, travel. This is the placeholder that the theme brought for tech savvy. Yes, this is a WordPress curated blog. Still haven't done reorganize everything, but here we go. I had a jesusgg.wordpress.com, which I did brought all the backups, or I imported the articles and some pics so I can have a better mapping on how I'm changing this and customize it as much as I want. Of course, if you haven't noticed, my main colors are black and red. I think they're the only colors that matter in life. And no, I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to debate that. At this area is supposed to appear an embedded post from both Blue Sky and Mastodon, but you get the idea. I'm returning to the blogging scene, writing more written articles. Of course, this will help me to leverage some kind of content, not exclusively video, especially when recording videos has becoming kind of a cumbersome in the sense of trying to balance my my time with, or the famous life balancing, because I don't want to defocus or getting out of focus the time for myself and my family, and not keep not smashing my free time as much as possible. So kind of a returning on a written blog helps me cover all the news and be more engaging with social media. And between Blue Sky and Mastodon, I think that I'm gonna be having so much fun like I did in the late 2000s. And this is something that I want to capitalize for. And this is something that early today I have been working all day long, because I needed to actually roll back everything that I did on the website and needed to reinstall everything all alongside in parallel with my real job. So that really killed my free time that I got, and that is why we didn't prepare for Resident Evil for the streaming today. But I love that the very first header of this blog in particular, it will be my main channel. And I think that I'm getting conscious with the SEO, the search engine optimization. I think that if I manage to get some attention from search engines with my own blog, that will be an instantaneous publicity for my video content, including my YouTube channel. And by the way, since I said that I'm going to be exclusively on YouTube, I think that this area needs to be gone now. Most unfortunate. But I see really good opportunities here. And this is the best theme that I could get in that notion of being aware of my opportunities. And again, purple platform failing is not what I wanted or I had planned. I got something else to say. Just give me a little moment, muñeños. I need to make a quick pause. Please don't go away. Sorry about that, Muñaños. Actually, I. Oh, by the way, finally I got my PC built up. We're just GPU away from saying that it is complete. And I actually, when I stand up and went to, my wife was calling me for asking me something real quick. I stumbled with the damn PC and it hurt because my PC is so big that it didn't fit in my desk. So, um, yeah, it did hurt. But as I was saying, I really want this opportunity. I want this improvement, social media engagement, not attached to paying a blue check mark, not attached to anything that is gonna favor others first than me first. And I think that if only the cost is just hard work, I'm willing fully to do the right thing with Blue Sky. So yes, Blue Sky just got here at the best moment ever. Okay, I think we're gonna be heading to, I don't know if we can call it a happy topic these days or not. And we're talking about the Game Awards, which Jeff Keighley finally made public the nominees for this year's The Games Award 2024. It is the 10th anniversary. I thought that 2023 was the 10th anniversary. Actually, that's on me. I thought that we were already with our 10th going circle around the sun, but apparently this year is the year. So heading to before heading to the boats, I want to check something that I have been reading in the internet and basically have been kind of a new eyebrows that Jeff Keighley raises every year. As far as I know, and I was told, Jeff Keighley always raises some eyebrows every year. Mine in particular was I think it was the 2022s or 2021 when God of War Ragnarok. It's not that I'm against God of War Ragnarok, but having a game to be released in the last week of being eligible to be selected as a Game of the Year award, it did raise my eyebrows, because how can you objectively say that in a 1 week of gameplay you could say that this is a Game of the Year material? And yes, let's go with the possibility that Sony did handed, in this case Santa Monica Studio handed Jeff Keighley an early access to the game, which means it was not a complete product. Probably will have no day one patches, lots of bugs, and yet the theme of the Game Awards decided that at the time God of War Ragnarok was Game of the Year material without a proper research. I don't know if there were some rules that were banned. I believe so. But one thing is what I believe versus what is a fact. So let's leave it like that. And the other thing is that there's this kind of an event needs to have some objectivity. It's not because you have the major sponsorships and major contract doesn't mean that you don't need to have some kind of a ways or a proper processing of determining what's a material for any category at all, not only the Game of the Year. Okay, Game of the Year is the main category of all, which if I said that before, then I will say that Game of the Year category needs a little extra scrutiny. And I think that's the moment that it raised my eyebrows with the Game Awards processing and weight of works. So, with that being said, Jeff Keighley always raises an eyebrow every year. And I believe that there are some changes in the frequently asked questions and rules. Let's see if that's the thing. When is the Game Awards? The Game Awards stream live Thursday, December 12, 2024 from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. How can I watch the show? The Game Awards is available to stream for free across all major streaming services on Thursday, December 12, with the opening act starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Check out how to watch our session for more details. Can I co-stream the show? Yes, we are welcome and encourage co-streaming. Sign up here as an official co-streamer. I might think about it. What can I expect at the show? The Game Awards will celebrate video games and with awards, world premieres, musical performance, and more. Gosh, I want Mick Gordon again, rocking the house with Doom soundtrack. I know it's not gonna happening anytime soon, and probably never again. But life has says, never say never. Can I attend the Game Awards in person? Yes, a limited number of public tickets will be available starting in November. Visit the Pika Theater box office for more details. Actually, I'm kind of curious how much it cost. Checking tickets. Reject all. OMG, it's almost sold out. Okay, let's see the org center. Left center. OMG. Google, I wasn't talking to you. You gave me a freaking jump scare right now. As I was saying before, Google interrupt me so scarily. 375 minimum. Log left from 87 to 349. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about it. Co-streaming. Here we go. The award process. How are nominees selected? Nominees from most categories of the Game Awards are chosen by an international jury of over 100 global media and influencers outlets, selected for their history of critical video game evaluation. Specialized juries also convene for other categories, including esport, accessibility, and best adaptations. Each voting outlet completes a confidential and unranked ballot based on the collective and diverse opinion of the entire editorial staff, listing out the top 5 choices in each category. Ballots are tabulated, and the 5 game that appears in the most ballot put forth as nominees. In the event of a tie, 6 or more nominees will be announced in a category. Game Awards producer Jeff Kitley is not a member of the jury and does not vote on the nominees or winner. Similarly, the Game Awards Advisory Board has no involvement in the award processes and learns of the results at the same time as the general public. Why do you use this jury for select nominees? Given the sheer number of game releases each year, as well as the extended time required to fully evaluate products, a voting outlet's approach allows for the widest possible critical assessment. A ballot submitted to the Game Awards represents the collective opinion of an entire outlet. Yeah, fine, but that doesn't answer, or I believe it doesn't answer the main question that I made earlier about the God of War Ragnarok case. How can you, in a single week, or a week before the eligibility deadline arrives, how can you objectively select a game as a game of the year material? How are winners selected? Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury 90% and public fan voting 10%. Fans can vote for their favorite games on thegameawards.com. In China, fans can vote on the winners via Bilibili. Fan votes closes on Wednesday, December 11 at 6 p.m. So, if any difference that the public can make for voting closes 24 hours before the event. Okay. Why don't fans 100% select the winners? Creating a 100% fan vote presents several challenges. First, given that some games are exclusive to one platform, a public vote puts single platform games at an inherent disadvantage over multi-platform titles. In addition, it is important that winners cannot be socially engineered in a way. We find that a blended vote is the most credible and authentic way to select a winner. Kind of agree. Are voting outlets given free or advanced copy of the game? Oh, there's go. Here we go. At the start of the Game Award season, game publishers and developers are provided with access to a list of outlets that will submit nomination ballots. While most of our voting outlets have sent the games through the normal editorial processes, publishers and developers are permitted to provide a review copies or digital redemption codes. To meet our ballot deadline, publishers or developers may provide advances or pre-release access to game for critical evaluation. Now, that's a semi-answer. The other thing that I'm missing is what are the criteria for making a nominee, especially the GOTY Game of the Year nominee category? What is the cutoff date for eligibility? November 2020. Damn it. November 22, 2024 at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Titles that are released after this date will be eligible for the ceremony in 2025. This is an interesting one. How are live services game handles? The Game Awards recognize that many games are ongoing service that evolves over time with new content, features, and improvement. Games released in the previous years are eligible in all award categories so long as the jury feels their inclusion is merited due to new content improvement or service update. In addition, the best ongoing game category specializes recognized titles that continue to provide value to customers. Are early access games eligible for nomination? Yes. How do I submit a game for consideration? There is no formal submission process to the Game Award. Qualified developers and publishers can contact the Game Award to receive the list of voting outlets. Is there an entry fee? The Game Awards strongly believes that no game developer or publisher should have to pay a game considered for nomination. Thus, there are no entry form or fee required. All games are automatically eligible for nomination. There is no submission process. Do show sponsor or advisory board members have increased chance of nomination? No, there's no connection. The voting on nominees and winners is handled by a jury that is wholly unaware who is sponsoring or participating in other elements of the program. Are game companies made aware of nominees and winners in advance? No. Game developers and publishers, including the advisory board, find out the nominees and winners at the same time as the public. The Game Award does not disclose winner in advance of the live ceremony, and there's no expectations, no exceptions for this rule. Are DLC, expansion packs, remakes, remaster eligible? The Game Awards aim to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format the content release. Expansion packs, new game season, DLC remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories. Again, I got semi-answer it, but not the whole answer. Okay, let's see. I still haven't seen what was the... Let's check here something. These are the voting jury, aka the 90% of all the decisions that goes for the winners. Well, I don't get what was the Video Game Chronicles. I don't get. Well, maybe I should just look more into it, but I believe one of the earliest eyebrow raise was that the Game Awards was not publishing the list of the voting jury differently heavily from early years. But as part of the recording of this, I'm seeing all the voting jury. Here comes the eSport category and the accessibility. So Uh, well, I guess I should keep faith on EF Kifley on how he's handling things. So let's go get our hands dirty and let's see the categories. I'm leaving the game of the year as final. This fall through winter cold. Nice. So let's get our hand dirty here. Let's begin with the best esports team. Team Liquid, Dota 2, T1 League of Legends, Navi Counter Strike, Genji League of Legends, Bilibili Gaming League of Legends. I thought that we were gonna be seeing Space Station Gaming winning the Halo Championship, but I guess that still Halo is not being considered as big in esport this day. I don't know why. I think it's going to be between Genji and Bilibili Gaming because I actually I saw excerpts of the League of Legends Championship Finals. So, uh, hmm. And just a reminder, who won between the two? I think it was. I'm going to check it right away because I forgot who won actually the League of Legends Championship. Just a moment, bear with me. Just a moment, bear with me. Just a moment. Actually, it was T1. I thought Bibli was the second place. Got it. So I think that by absing my vote here because of their performance, I go with T1. Okay, bet esport athlete. Yeah, obviously, I'm not gonna go deep thinking. The MVP plaque. Baker, get my vote. All right, we're done with best team esport and best esport athlete. Best esport game. This year I haven't played any of them. But for the sake of actually, I think that for the sake of being fair to Valve, there are 3 games that are from Riot Games. I think that Mobile Legends still counts for League of Legends. So I think that I'm going Counter Strike as the best esport game. Content creator of the year. Narciso y Juan, Teco Gamers, Típico Gamer, Usada Pecora. I have no idea who they are. And I think that I'm going to say that for the second year in a row, I believe that we need to see. Well, yeah, we are seeing new faces, but within the new faces, there have been new faces that should have been considered in the Game Awards to help them more get more exposition. And I believe that C Laner deserve a spot here. I'm not going into the details on how I got to know C Laner. Yes, I used to follow Dr. Disrespect, and after the circus of content creator life that he has, that I was made aware of the existence of C Laner. And C Laner is just a good controller user of Call of Duty. He also proven to be specifically good player also in keyboard. So it is obvious that C Laner can get these accusations that he's hacking or he's using tools that are undetectable from Ricochet, blah blah blah. And I saw particularly when he decided to debunk all the conspiracy that he is cheating, like actually adding like a eye tracker, so the eye tracker could be seen on his stream and his video debunking that he is cheating. He's just a dude that could play well. Some might argue that the strong focus that his glasses has is really an advantage for him. I'm not debating that because actually I'm a glass user myself, but I don't have that focuses or that close up that his glasses give him. I think that it probably has nothing to do with how good he aims. I think that a good use of aim assist provided by the game. Yeah, let's talk with property here. Aim assist provided by the game, and the good awareness and your good use of your handling of the controller. I think that it's not so much to ask for C Laner be included this Sunday. I hope that next year it goes. So yeah, there you have it. Next year I'm rooting for C Laner be at least considered. I honestly don't know how to vote here. And the most fair thing that I can do is not vote for anybody. Most anticipated game: Death Stranding 2 on the Bish, Ghost of Yote, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds. This is going to be between Grand Theft Auto 6 or Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Do you realize how many people has been waiting for the fourth Metroid Prime game since the inception of the Nintendo Switch? And now Nintendo is on the last stretch of the Nintendo Switch. The success are gonna be announced anytime soon between now and March 2025. It is obvious that Metroid Prime 4 will be a launch title for the new Nintendo Switch, which practically had me sold. But it is the same case of Grand Theft Auto 6. You realize how many people and how much time people have been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. And Rockstar Game did the Bethesda thing. Skyrim transcended in 3 generations of gaming consoles, and Grand Theft Auto just did the same, including the Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5. So, Death Stranding 2 on the Bish, I'm a Hideo Kojima production fans, but I know that people are not as sold on Death Stranding 2 as they were on, I think, the first game. I would dare to say not as the same as Metal Gear Solid earlier releases. And with the mystery on when Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is going to be appearing, I don't think that Death Stranding 2 is not going to be neither a surprise, but I will not be surprised that it doesn't win. Ghost of Yotei, I don't think that Ghost of Yotei is going to win this, because the announcement for Sucker Punch and PlayStation Studio was kind of an out of nowhere. And yes, I'm not going to dive in what are the other issues that people are finding with Ghost of Yotei. Let's just say that it's kind of a Assassin's Creed Shadow kind of thing. So I think that Ghost of Yotei will be a surprising winner here. And finally, Monster Hunter Wilds. I played the beta with my brothers, and yes, I'm looking forward to this game. But to be the most anticipated game when we are still not a year away from the release of the PlayStation 5 version of Monster Hunter Rise and the introduction of the Sunbreak expansion, I don't think that people are necessarily thirsty to say that, yes, this is the most anticipated game of 2025. FTW. No, that's not going to happen. So I think the best to do here is to vote Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Next up, best adaptation. Best adaptations are the movies, the series. You're gonna call me, what the heck am I doing with my time? But I haven't seen neither Fallout nor Arcane. You know what? The only series that I saw was Knuckles, but I don't want to go straight to Knuckles just because of Knuckles. I have been reading the reviews from Like a Dragon Yakuza, and I'm really surprised that the adaptation of the old Yakuza games, viewed as a TV series, landed best adaptation nominees. So I think that I'm gonna be leaning like the God of War Ragnarok side of things. I think it is too early to just consider it best adaptation. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with Knuckles. Best multiplayer. Wait a minute. Before hitting my vote, before giving my vote, I need to see the best fighting. Oh, okay. You know, if I'm going fully by apps here, I will go both Tekken 8 in multiplayer and fighting. But no, let's gonna be fair. I have been giving some time to Helldivers 2. I was trying to do some content on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but I think that I'm going Helldivers 2. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I want to dive into the game, but at this time I'm going Helldivers 2. Best sport in racing. This is gonna be a quick one. I'm not a big into sport. And wait a minute, WWE. What? WWE. I am a wrestling fan. I have been a fan of WWF, WWE since the early days, but let me check that. Let me check that real quick. Let me check that real quick. Let me check that real quick. Oh, there's not a list of the games that have been nominated in all the years. Is this the first time we're seeing WWE here? I'm in disbelief. I'm actually in disbelief. WWE. You know what? You know what? Since my vote only counts like a minimum of the minimum 10%, let's go with WWE because I can't believe it. I wanted to check actually if WWE have been nominated before. I believe it's not. I can be wrong. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. My apologies. I got a mosquito harassing me. Best simulation strategy. Wait a minute. Unicorn Overlord as a turn-based simulator? What the heck with this category? Let's check the RPGs because this role playing, where's role playing? SRPG. Okay, what I see here is that they didn't have a space for Unicorn Overlord, and they decided to have it part of a turn-based simulation. But when you heard that a Japanese role-playing game is also a turn-based simulation, correct me if I'm wrong, but the correct thing to say about a simulation is that you are representing something from a real life. That's what it's called, simulation. Why Unicorn Overlord is on simulation category and not here? Yeah, all these games kind of align here, but Jesus Christ. I'm going to do a 2 combo hit here. Let's go for Dragon Dogma 2. My brothers are heavy players of Dragon Dogma, and I take their words as fact. And then we're going here for Unicorn Overlord. I don't get it, and I don't want to get it. Best family. It's not that I'm. Okay. It's not that I'm that guy, but family is not kind of my forte. Technically speaking, I would have loved to have played more Super Mario Party Jamboree. I haven't played the new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, the first time that actually Zelda is the protagonist. Princess Peach Showtime. The Plucky Squire. I would love to be more aware of indie games. The Plucky Squire seems interesting. I believe that Astrobot has more categories, so I think that I'm gonna give the opportunity to Super Mario Party Jamboree. Best fighting, of course, Tekken 8, because yes, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yes, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Yes, Marvel vs. Capcom, which actually is funny. Reading the internet, kids that can't handle OGs and veterans playing Marvel vs. Capcom because those kids didn't grow up during the heydays of the archives of all the Marvel superheroes, Street Fighter versus X-Men. I said it backwards. The X-Men versus Street Fighter and the first two Marvel vs. Capcom game. Those were the days. Man, I feel just nostalgic. I just feel nostalgic, and I can't wait for my copy to land. I buy the PlayStation 4 physical edition because we already know historically Capcom is not a fan of paying Marvel licensing forever. So this game is gonna be scarred, I think, in a year or a year and a half. Some people don't want to talk about multiverses, so Tekken 8. Best action and adventure. Astrobot, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaw, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. I'm into both here for Astrobot. I think the formula of upgrading Astrobot from side demos for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and given the opportunity to be its own franchise, I think that it's one of the best decisions that Sony and PlayStation Studio made for the game. So sad to read about the Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown team that got disbanded because Ubisoft could not justify making the sequel for the game. Of course, Silent Hill 2, Action and Adventures, is part of my Christmas spending. Star Wars Outlaw 2 is part of my Christmas spending, but I'm waiting for the proper price and fix up for the technical issues. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, probably I'm gonna hold it a little bit longer. I think I'm going for Astrobot here. Best action game. Here we go. We got Black Myth Wukong. For those who are seeing in YouTube, yes, I marked Black Myth Wukong because Wukong got multiple nominations, including the Game of the Year. We got Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Helldiver 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Actually, I'm going for Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade has been kind of a refreshing in terms of games that are specifically to be single player, rich on lore, and not these mumbo jumbo going for the internet for the pleasure of every multiplayer. I think that multiplayer needs to be dialed down a little bit and have more single player games, and Stellar Blade was kind of a breeding this year. in that sense. This is going to be a quick one. Best virtual augmented reality. I'm going by apps here. Batman. Not wasting my time here. Best mobile games. AFK Journey, never heard of it. Balatro, I'm not familiar with it. Of course, Pokemon trading card game. By the way, Senseless Zone Zero, I was invited to do some streaming with this game, but unfortunately, Purple Platform Twitch began to acting up, so I think that it's just a wasted opportunity, not because I wasted purposely, it's just that it was asked to be used on a PC. I couldn't use PlayStation console nor my full purpose of gaming smartphone. It was via PC, and I still don't have my new build ready yet, so I had to forego the Senseless Zone Zero invitation. And now, with that being said, Pokemon gotta catch 'em all. Best debuted indie game. Manor Lords. Manor Lords is on my targets of indie games that I want to try it out, but seeing that the Plucky Squire has appeared for the second time as nominee, I believe that since I haven't played any of this game, let's go again with the by apps route this time, because the Plucky Squire got a second nomination, so it means that the game is actually promising. Best independent game. Neba UFO 15 Balatro Anime. Okay, I think this is kind of the same thing with the content creator of the year. I should have done in the previous category, not going by aspire category, but this time it will be really unfair just to vote randomly, so I'm gonna forego this voting. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studio, Final Fantasy 14, Square Enix, Fortnite, Epic Games, Helldiver 2, Arrowhead Games, No Man's Sky, Hello Games. Let's go completely objective here. This should be between Larian, Baldur's Gate 3, and Hello Games, No Man's Sky. And I'm going to start with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an incredible example on how to not only launch a game, fixes your error, fix everything that was done wrong in the launch. Good, you nailed it. Keep the train rolling. Keep the train rolling. Keep activities. Keep people engaged. Don't charge for anything new that you bring in. That's the example in a Too Long Don't Read version of No Man's Sky up to 2024. And I think that it was really deserving to be nominee as a best community support. In Larian Studios' case, Baldur's Gate 3 has been in development since years ago. And while it's true that they decided to sell the early access of the game like it was a full game, and which each build, your save file gets corrupted and it was no longer accessible because the new version doesn't support the old files and all blah 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 daddy 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 yeah. When it got to the point that the game was finally getting released in a stable version, nobody got charged for those who already paid the early access version. So And forward, it was like Hello Games with No Man's Sky. The game got continued to getting hot fixes and patches, including the continued support, regardless that Larian Studio has already confirmed that their next game is not Baldur's Gate 4, and they're probably not going to be developing any new Baldur's Gate game in the future, and that's understandable. The game has so much replay value that it's incredible that it doesn't take a whole system storage to have the complete game, because there's so much thing that you can do in Baldur's Gate, and with much content and much things to do in Baldur's Gate, or a game like Baldur's Gate, is obviously that you need to continually support your community, and that is why my vote is going to be between those two. But to be fair, this is, I think, that Larian Studios first time or second time, I believe it's the second time, if I'm not wrong, that this is the first or second time that they have been in nominee for community support. So I think that in the name of fairness, Larian Studio gets my vote. Best ongoing: Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Helldivers 2, Fortnite. I think that people is gonna be leaning to Diablo 4. I read so much good thing about the latest expansion. Some people objecting that further expansions needs to have the latest that does have a charge. If I'm going by apps here, I'm going full Destiny 2, and I said that I was gonna be diving in Destiny 2 anytime soon. Probably not for the rest of the year, because I need to go down a little bit in my backlog of new games. I hope that one day I get finally playing both Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14, but budget consciousness, if I'm not doing so much with the games that I buy, I think it is hard to me to say that I'm gonna be paying the subscription for a game that I'm probably gonna be playing once in a month. So that is why I never saw or didn't have the opportunity to play Final Fantasy 14 anytime soon. I discovered that I can still play Final Fantasy 11, and it's still ongoing, by the way. So yeah, let's see what's next year's goes for me. Probably this is gonna be a lost vote, but I'm going Destiny 2. Games for impact. Of course, Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Yeah, we understand all these kind of games is basically like sending a message, but in terms of artistic, being fair to a lore, being a franchise itself, I think that Senua Saga's Hellblade 2 have all the balances, instead of just going straightly to be just yet another artistic representation of social problems or anything like that. I think that this past year, I think that we have enough, at least I had enough of controversies for any stupid thing or any stupidity that provokes a scuffle, a discussion, and this intolerance of you're wrong, I'm right, or you're correct, I'm wrong, vice versa, BS. So we're going Senua Saga. Hellblade 2, definitely. Innovation in accessibility. Actually, I did read about the Dragon Age accessibility helping. All this game has actually, including Call of Duty, but I think I'm heading to the route of Dragon Age, the Vilgar, because I actually read some of the many accessibility things that there was conscious, or at least it was the mindset during the development, not just accessibility just to get some accessibilities. Best performance. Well, I think we're going with the by absolute. I did hear some of Luke Roberts' lines in Silent Hill 2 remakes, but I'm going with Melina Jurgens, the voice and facial actress actually, and the model for Senua. Best audio design. In this category, I always believe in the quality of the sounds, especially in sound effects. People kind of confuse this best audio design with the music and everything that triggers your ears. No, this category is about when you make some footstep, when you talk, how much you are screaming, how much lower you're talking, how much you are so hype up, and everything like that. To me, Call of Duty has always been like the perfect choice for this category. Uh, the bullets firing, the reloading of the weapon, the plates, everything sounds so good and so natural that I always tend to vote on Call of Duty for this category. Senua Saga's effects, including the inner voice of Senua's own psychosis, I think is one of the biggest thing for the whole Hellblade franchise. Of course, Final Fantasy VII, everything from Square Enix in sounds is top notch. I don't doubt that Silent Hill 2 and Astrobot deserve this nomination. But this time I'm going again with Call of Duty. I think this is for the third year consecutive voting best audio design for Call of Duty. Best score and music. Now we are talking about that difference. And actually, Stellar Blade or Metaphor Fantasio. Well, Astrobot, well, this is kind of a difficult one here because if we are going for scenarios like impact for the hype or being majestic and everything, this is between Stellar Blade and Metaphor Fantasio, and I think I'm going for Metaphor. Best art direction. Astrobot, Black Me Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth 3, Metaphor Fantasio, Neva. I want to give Neva a chance just for the sake of being an indie company, but that's not being voting objectively. If we are going to go objectively, will be between Black Me Wukong, Elden Ring, or Metaphor Fantasio. And I want to go to Elden Ring because you realize how many concept art you need to draw to actually select the arts that are going to be included in the game. And if you play Elden Ring, you realize how many arts that characters, enemies, and the loading screen and the every aspect, the background is gonna be interesting seeing a museum for all the Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Rings. You can have a whole museum just for those five, for the last five games from from Software. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Well, Metaphor Fantasio, Senua Saga Cellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Final Fantasy VII, if we're talking about the original game, I will go full Final Fantasy VII, but I think that either Metaphor or Senua's deserve this time the opportunity. Silent Hill 2 is a remake of the game, so like, of course, there's a narrative and the context of the story is a complex one within the situation, not only being on Silent Hill, but also the psychological thriller that goes within the events of Silent Hill 2. But if we are going to give a chance to somebody new, and new I mean a new franchise, I think that it has to be fair to say that Metaphor Fantasio needs the opportunity here. Best game direction. If you were expecting me to look for an opportunity to say Astrobot, I think this is the best one. Again, like I said earlier, Astrobot being evolved from just a stereotyped or glorified demo from PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 to make it its own thing, have some context, have some complete games, including most of PlayStation history within the game in a fashion and interactive way. I think that that's the best game direction that you could give to a new franchise. And again, we're talking about giving new franchise a chance. So I believe that this is the main opportunity that I can give Astrobot if my bow could mean something. Okay, for reminder, including best debut indie game, I should have left it unvoted because I wanted to be fair and not just go with the bias route. And with that being said, these are my votes that I had made so far. And of course, we are heading to the one that will create new scuffles, new debates, new social media fights, whatever you're gonna call it, the Game of the Year category. And in this year's category includes Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Fantasio. Did I expect a Stellar Blade here? Yes, I did. Did I expect a Dragon Dogma here? Or Dragon Dogma 2? Yes, I did. Has this year's been kind of surprising in terms of games that actually made it here? I will say yes with Black Myth Wukong. I don't remember so much hype for this game before it launched. So I believe when it was launched early this year, I thought that the hype was just that, yay, brand new game, yay, it's for PlayStation only for the time being. Yay, there's a mystery about if the exclusivity is an exclusivity at all. Yay! But no, actually, Black Myth Wukong was kind of the surprise that got people engaged so hard that it became a quick trending thing. And not only it became a quick trending thing, people are still playing this game. And I saw the debate, kids say, no, that this game motivated Dragon Ball. How you dare to call that this game motivated Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball motivated this game when kids fail to realize that Dragon Ball's cultural elements were based on the Chinese mythology, which is basically based on what Black Myth Wukong is all about the Chinese mythology and the Pintoon or flying nimbus, as they call it here in America, the stick, the monkey fighting man. That's all influence that Akira Toriyama took for the Wukong Legend. And that's how we got the Black Myth Wukong being the biggest thing in gaming for 2024. And yes, with this kind of a long description, I'm practically saying that I'm voting for Black Myth Wukong. And there you have it. I cast my vote. And yes, I get it. I totally get it that this doesn't mean that everything will go my way. I never had the expectation that things go my way, but anyways, do you agree, disagree, or you have anything else to add to every category that I just wrote? Let me down here in the comments. Also, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button so you can get everything updated for gaming news, retro gaming, and walkthroughs. Remember that I opened my own blog again. It will be jesusgg.xyz. I'm going to be starting putting up some articles soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Happy gaming. Yes, I was. That was the CTA or the call to action at the end of the video because I'm going to be editing this video for an on-demand content and I just lost my wording there. Okay, here I go again. Thanks a lot for watching. Health and success and happy gaming. There. That's the cut. So, what are we going to do now? So, I think I'm going to call it for tonight right now. I already made the vote and I wanted to have the streaming head into 2 hours clocking. Like I said early in the night, we are foregoing Twitch for now until I resolve this situation once and for all. I'm going exclusive on YouTube Gaming Live. And I'm going to be kind of researching where I'm at Resident Evil so I don't spend the whole night just looking out where am I, where I should be going and everything, just in case that any enemies result in being the challenge and actually the night doesn't go off so long. Next week, we're starting Anime Flux, so I foresee that we shouldn't have any problems now that we are going full YouTube exclusively, also for streaming. Now, again, this is the real CTA for this streaming. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button so you can be aware for everything gaming from Jesus Gaming. Remember my blog, jesusgg.xyz for everything news gaming, and also streaming Mondays and Thursdays via YouTube Gaming. Años, thank you so much for your support. Health and success. Happy gaming. See you on Thursday.